A company presents the following situation. The company will send the default on all its suppliers. However, on partners want to save it, but they don't have capital to inject into the company. But they have a solid business plan. What law would you apply to present that business plan? Considering that the company is facing imminent inability to pay. Law 1116 of 2006, which establishes the business insolvency regime, is the most appropriate options since its objective is the protection of credit and the recovery and compensation the company. Insolvency procedure. 1. Type of debtor. 2. Documents required to apply for a start. 3. Admission of rejection of the request to start the process. 4. Reorganization agreement. 5. Start of the reorganization process. 6. Qualification and graduation of accredits and borrowing right and inventory of assets. 7. Reorganization agreement. 8. Effects, exclusions, and termination of organization and award agreement.
Today I will explain the requirements that must accompany a request for business plan. This list is especially relevant when a company is going through finance difficulties and needs to present a reorganization plan. First, we need 5 basic finance statements for the 3 years, together with the correspondence professional opinions. Second, we must include the 5 basic finance statements for the most recent calendar month, signed by a public accountant or tax auditor, the certificate acquisition. Third, we provide an inventory statement of assets and liabilities of the same date. Fourth, we had an explanation of the causes that led to insolvency, so that everyone understands what the company is financed through. Fifth, we present a cash flow that shows when they will meet the payment obligation. 6. We describe the business plan for the reorganization on the debtor, explain how this plan will solve the problems that cause the recurrence is the first place. Finally, 7. We summon a list of debts proposing the ordering which they should be paid. And summary, the 7 requirements have a complete picture of the company's finance situation and show how it is easy to record and meet its obligation. Today I will talk about 2 key strategies for finance recovery: internal reorganization and negotiation with creditors. First, internal reorganization. This involves the reduction of administrative and operating expenses, for example, saving of standard and public servants. It also means the restitution of the work teams in order to improve efficiency. Second, negotiation with creditors will we can recap longer terms for paid debt and propose partial payments with the company cash flow is stabilized. These actions together help the company to recover finance and continue its operation. This is like choose two ways to strengthen our finance asset utilization and increase income. For asset utilization, we can sell units, merchandise, or vehicles and rent out space or equipment. To achieve increased income, we can launch promotion, use social network and digital marketing, and offer a greater variety of products or services. These measures help improve cash flow and support the company's recovery. We want to know three things. First, with all these changes, how much more income can we have? Second, we need a positive cash flow so we can pay everything on time. And third, we check how much we can cut costs. If the plan doesn't work, the judge will order the company to start judicial liquidation according to Law 1116 of 2006. If the judge sees there is non-compliance, they will end the contract and begin the liquidation process. Judicial liquidation is a legal process to close a company that can no longer continue. The goal is to sell its assets and pay its debt requirements. It can begin if the reorganization agreement is broken, if the restitution agreement is not present on time, or if there is an immediate cause like a total loss of equals competence. According to Article 6 of Law 1116 of 2006, this process is handled by the Superintendency of Companies or Civil Circuit Judge. Terms: the law does set a fixed time, and the process starts with the opening of the judicial liquidations. From the start, the company is dissolved, labor contract and administration are removed, and assets are sold to pay creditors.
The version of customers are 8. Using a legitimate means to attract clients from a competitor. For example, a telecommunications company offers false benefits to make users switch providers. Disorganization. Art 9. Illegitimately disrupting a competitor's internal organization. For example, convincing employees of a company to quit and join the competitor. Confusion are 10. Creating a risk of confusion between products, services, or signs of another. For example, a clothing brand uses a logo very similar to another well-known one, confusing consumers. Deception Art 11. spreading false or incomplete information to mislead. For example, advertising a product as 100% natural when it actually contains chemicals. Discredit R12, making false claims to damage a competitor's reputation. For example, a food company spread rumors that its competitor uses harmful ingredients without proof. Unfair comparison are 13. Comparing products in a misleading or denigrating way. For example, a detergent that manipulates a test to falsely show superiority over another brand. Unfair imitation at 14. Copying a competitor's commercial features in a way that creates confusion or undue advantage. For example, copying packaging design almost identical to a leading cookie brand. Exploitation of another's reputation. Art 15. Taking advantage of another's fame or prestige. For example, using the phrase Juan Valdez coffee in advertising to sell a different coffee brand.
Unauthorized user disclosure of confidential business information. For example, manufacturing formulas, processes, or techniques. Encouraging a third party to breach an existing contract. A company pays a supplier of its competitor so that it does not deliver the necessary inputs, which will prevent the competitor from failing its own customer and will hurt it financially. Gaining independence by breaking legal regulation, misleading the advertising about the quality of a product. At remember trains competitors that elementally racing competence. A large telecommunication company A signs a contract with a manufacturer J of mobile device, and the contract states that the latter will only be able to sell X new phone models to company X.